स्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णः न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं विमानं परिशिष्टान्ते रसदशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्तमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बुद्धात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवादिराशेर्यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। राकाचन्द्रसमानकान्तिवदनानाकाधिराजस्तुता मूकानामपि कुर्वती सुरध्वनीकाशपद्वैभवम् श्रीकाञ्चीनगरी बिहाररसिका शोकापहन्त्री सताम् एका पुण्यपरम्परा पशुपतेः आकारिणी राजते योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं दण्डयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरं मातामहो मातरं च पितरं च पितामहो मातुलं च गुरून् सर्वान् वन्देऽहं ज्ञानसिद्धये। पीताम्बरं करविराजितशङ्खचक्रकौमोदकीसरसिजं करुणा समुद्रं राधासहायमतिसुन्दरमन्दहासं वातालयेशमनिशं प्रतिभावयामि। गोपिकाजीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। The leelas of the Lord are very unique. After he comes to Dwaraka, Bhagavan Krishna hardly has any rest. One after the other, something that requires his attention. It is the same with us who are in this material world. We are constantly bombarded by commitments, by appointments, by problems. It's as if they seek us and they keep coming. There is no moment of rest. And the world has been designed to be like that. But in between all of this, even while doing that, you have to stay like a lotus leaf in water. That is the Upadesha of Bhagavan, which is what he is living by. He is showing us how to lead such a detached life. There will be storms in this sea of life. But even between that, you have to sway along and still remain at that center where your reaction is not, you are not perturbed by things that happen. That is how you have to be stable. That one is called Sthitaprajna. Bhagavan is such a Sthitaprajna. According to his dharma, whatever he has to do, he continues doing. This is a Kshatriya dharma or the Raja dharma. He is a king in Dwaraka, and all the responsibilities of the kingship are with him. Though he is not crowned as the king, he is taking care of all the responsibilities. If there is an attack on the kingdom, if there is a news elsewhere that his help is required, and it is all for Lokakshema. There is a long-term goal that this Dharma Sthapana should happen and Bhubhara should be removed. Bhubhara is the unnecessary weight on Bhuma Devi. When Bhuma Devi came requesting to Mahavishnu, that time he says, the kings have become adharmic, and that is why I feel the weight. The increase in population does not increase the weight. When unrighteousness increases, that is when Bhumi feels the weight. That is the kind of bhara, that is the kind of weight which has to be disposed by Bhagavan to bring in a reformation in the society, to bring in a new age, a new thinking. The society, after a long time, it always goes into a stale formation. The thinking becomes stale. For new life to be injected, for new thought process, for a huge reformation, that is what is happening during the whole of Krishna Avatar. Why is Krishna fighting so many wars? Rama Avatara, he fought one huge war. There were a few before that. Maybe Karadoshana, he fought something. And long before in his young age, he fought against Maricha. All those were small. And all the wars got over around Ravana. Krishna Avatara is Yuddha after Yuddha after Yuddha. In his Bala Leela, it is demon after demon, all single, one-on-one combats. You come to Dwaraka, Narakasura, Banasura, Adarasura, one-on-one. Kalayana, Jarasantha. So everywhere there is a lot of fight. That means the whole of the society has become such that they are not able to live with that peace. And the thinking is not along the same lines. The peaceful thinking has reduced. And this is a cycle that happens over and over, which probably we could say happened in the past century also. And we still do not know whether we are past that time frame. There are two huge world wars. And we do not know whether a third world war is on the anvil. Few centuries down the lane, some people might know that this time might have been a very tumultuous time, when there is a smaller cycle of huge yuddhas, and then the society gets reformed and there is a different thinking, a whole new process for the society. So that is the kind of process that the whole of Bharatavarsha is going through during Krishna Avatar. That is why there is Krishna Avatar at that point of time. We saw in the previous stories where Krishna, along with Satyabhama, he went to Pragjyotishapura and vanquished Narakasura. We go into various other stories in this Dwaraka Leela over the next few Dashakams. Pradyumno Raukmineyaha Sakhalu Tavakala Shambarena Hridastam Hatva Ratya Sahapto Ijapura Maharat Vidanyancha Dhanya. The first two lines is one story, separate story. So Pradyumna is the son of Rukmini. He is the first son of Krishna. He is known to be an Amsha of Krishna himself. He is also an Amsha of Kamadeva, Manmatha. Manmatha, when he tried to disturb Shiva's penance, he was burnt by Shiva's third eye. And after that, only Rati could see him. And therefore, he is called as Ananga. When Shiva and Parvati were later united, only Rati can see him. All others he cannot be seen. So he is called as Ananga. In this avatara, that Kamadeva takes up a Sharira again. So Rati also is waiting for Kamadeva to take up the Sharira, for to see him in his all his splendor. What did this Pradyumna do when he was very young? As soon as he was born, he was swallowed by he was stolen by an Asura called Shambara. He was kidnapped. So from Dwaraka itself, he was kidnapped. When he was in his cradle, he was kidnapped by this Asura named Shambara. So Shambarena Ahritaha Tam. And this story, he was kidnapped by Shambara and he was thrown into the sea. Shambara did not like Krishna or something. He threw Krishna's son into the sea. Pradyumna was swallowed by a huge fish. And this fish was caught by fishermen. The fishermen, when they cut open the fish, they saw a young child inside. And this fisherman was in the kingdom of Shambara. And this fish was given to Shambara's cook, who is the one who cut that fish. And then he saw Pradyumna inside. Since he saw a young boy, he did not report it to the king. He just took it to he gave it to the ladies' chambers, the Antapura. And there, Rati was waiting for him. And he was brought up by Rati. Pradyumna was brought up by Rati. There, secretly in Shambhara's own kingdom, Shambhara's own palace. And Rati had recognized that this was Kamadeva reborn as Pradyumna. Hatva Shambarena Ahutaha. So then later Narada tells Krishna that Pradyumna is here in Shambhara's kingdom, in his palace, growing up there. So Krishna goes there, kills Shambhara, and along with Rati, he brings Pradyumna back. Nijapura Maharat Viganyancha Dhanya. Also, so Pradyumna is now married to Rati, who is previously there. He also marries Rukmi's daughter called Rukmavati. Rukmi is Rukmini's brother. So for Pradyumna, he is the uncle, mother's brother. His daughter Rukmavati was married by Pradyumna. Pradyumna marries Rukmavati. Tatputro thaniruddho gunanidhiravahadrochana Rukmipautrim Tatrotvahe gatasvam Nyavadhi Salina Rukmyapityuta Vairad. His son was called as Aniruddha. Pradyumna's son was called as Aniruddha. He is Krishna's grandson. Krishna's grandson, he is also now of marriageable age. So now you know that Krishna is already close to 60 or 70. That is around what Krishna says to be long reign in Dwaraka. So Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha, he abducts. Again, all these are Rakshasa Vidhana Vivaha, just like Krishna married Rukmini. Similarly, Aniruddha marries the granddaughter of Rukmi. The daughter of Rukmi was married by Pradyumna, the granddaughter. So Pautra means Rukmi's son's daughter. Son's daughter was married by Aniruddha. Rukmi Pautri. And during that marriage was conducted in Vidarbhadesha, in Kundina Nagara, same place it was conducted. So all three of them go there and get married. That is how it is happening. Grandfather, father, and son. Krishna, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, all three of them go and get married in Kundina. That is where they get their wives. Rukmi Pautri. When all the Yadavas had gone there for celebration, marriage celebration, during that time, Rukmi and Balarama got into a game of dice. They started playing Dyutha. Then they had a fight between themselves. And then in a fit of anger, Balarama killed Rukmi. He slayed Rukmi. Musalina Rukmyapi Dyuta Vaira Banasya Sa Balisutasya Sahasrabaho माहेश्वरस्य महिता दुहिता किलोषा त्वत्पौत्रमेन मनिरुद्धमदृष्टपूर्वं स्वप्नेऽनुभूय भगवन् विरहातुराभूत्. It's a different story from second verse onwards. There is this asura named as Banasura. He is a very great devotee of Bhagavan Shiva. When we do Shiva Puja, before Nandi, during Nandi Puja, Nandi Naivedya, what we do is, the first name in the list of Shiva's devotees is Bana. And then only Nandi comes. Bana and then Nandi. So that Banasura, he was the son of Mahabali. Vamana Avatara Mahabali. Bana is the son of Mahabali. Banasya sa Balisutasya. And this Banasura had 1,000 arms, very similar to Kartavirya Arjuna. He had 1,000 arms, Sahasravaho. And his son, his daughter, Banasura's daughter, was named as Usha. This Usha, once while dreaming in her sleep, she saw Aniruddha and she fell madly in love with him. She has never seen this person before. In her dream, she imagined somehow Aniruddha came in her dream and she wanted to marry him. She was so much overcome by love that she felt separation from him. She has never seen him directly, but she felt that she was separated from him. Her close friend called Chitralekha was a great magician. She was a yogini. Yoginyativa kushala kadu Chitralekha tasyasaki vilikhati tarunana sheshan tatra niruddha mushaya vididam nishayam Aneshta yoga bharato bhavato niketat. This Chitralekha understood the secret of Usha. And because she was a yogini, she started drawing pictures of all the compatible men. Usha gives a description, Chitralekha goes on drawing. You do figures of various men and little bit as it came closer, he said this way, this way, this way. And somehow they did a face recognition. And then she understood, Chitralekha understood that it was Aniruddha who has captured Usha's mind. Once she got to know, she knew that Aniruddha was in Dwaraka. Because of her yogic prowess, she got Aniruddha from Dwaraka to Bana's palace. In the night, she just went there with the yoga bala itself, she got her there. Kanyapure Daitaya Sukhamaramantam Chainam Kathanchana Bhavanthu Shishar Bhavanthu Shinarado Tatadudan Taduran Taroshihi Vantasya Shodita Puran Yadubhir Yaruddha. This Aniruddha, he is kidnapped and he has been taken to Bana's palace. There he is living happily. He is living with his lover. Usha is there, both of them happily as a couple, they are staying there. Bana does not know this. They are living in secret from Bana. And then later when Banasura got to know, he immediately arrests Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and he puts him in jail or he keeps him under arrest. He is bound, caught and tied up. This news was reported by Narada again to Krishna, that your grandson Aniruddha has been arrested and bound in Bana's palace. That is where he is, if you do not know the news. Immediately all of them here with the Yadava army, they go to Banasura's kingdom, and that place was called as Shoditapura. They laid a siege to the whole city. All the Yadus, they went and laid a siege to Shoditapura. Bana is a great devotee of Bhagavan Shiva. So Bhagavan Shiva has to protect his own devotee, Bana. He is the Puripala. He is the Adhipati of that city of Bana itself. So once Yadus go and lay a siege there, Shiva has to come and protect him. So now there is going to be a fight between Shiva Ganas and Yadugana. Puripala Shaila Yadu Hitrinathosya Bhagavan Samam Bhudaprati Yadubalamashankan Nirudhe Mahaprano Bano Chaliti Yudhanena Yudhe Guha Pratyumnena Twamapi Purahantra Jaghadishe Puri Palashailaha. Puripalaha means the guardian of the city. Who is the guardian? Shaila Priya Duhitanathaha. Shaila means Himalaya. Shaila Priya is the deer of the Himalaya, who is Parvati. Her Natha is Shiva. Shaila Priya Duhitanathaha Asya Bhagavan. So Bhagavan Shiva, he came along with all his Bhutaganas and to fight along with this Yadava army. He has to protect Banasura. So he came and he fought with the Yadava army. Mahaprano Bana. Banasura is also there. Banasura with Shiva and the whole Bhutaganas. Kartikeya is there. Everybody is fighting along with Yadus. So Bana is fighting with Satyaki. Yudhana refers to Satyaki. The same pada Yudhana is also there in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Many of you might be familiar. It refers to Satyaki. Bana is fighting with Satyaki. Guha, that is Kanda, Kartikeya fights with Pradyumna. And Krishna himself is fighting with Shiva. This is the war that is going on there. The great Leela, great Mumuhushi Tavastre Nagirishe Druta Buddha Vitaha Mathagula Vira Pramathitaha Paraskandat Skandaha Kusuma Sharavani Scha Sachivaha Sakumbhando Bhandam Navamiva Valena Shubhide. Krishna and Shiva both are fighting, they are using all the astras. From the basic ones to the highest astra, Ashubhadastra, Narayanastra, everything is being used there, one upon the other. So each of them, if they use one astra, the other has an equal repulsion. So all of the astras were repulsed. And by the Mohanastra, all the Bhutas were rendered like, they started yawning. Just like Rama used the Mohanastra on the army of Khara. Similarly, here they use the Jirbhanastra and everything. They became very sleepy and they all start to yawn and they become unconscious. All the Kruda and other Pramathaganas, in fear, they started running away. They were all crushed. Kartikeya was defeated by Pradyumna. And this Kumbhanda was Bana's minister. One of Banasura's minister was called as Kumbhanda. Bhanda means pot. So again, Bhattakari is playing with his words. Balarama is fighting with this Kumbhanda. The way Balarama slayed Kumbhanda, it felt like you took up a new pot and just broke it into pieces. So Kumbhando Bhandam Navaniva Badena Shubhibhide Chapanam Panchashatya Prasabam Upagade Chigna Chape Thabane Yathe Yate Sameto Jvarapati Rashani Rajvari because of Krishna's Mohanastra. At that time, Banasura was gone for a rest break. He came back with all his 1,000 arms. He had 500 bows. So he can shoot with 2 arms, he can use 1 bow. He has 1,000 arms. So he has 500 bows and 500 arrows. He came and directly started fighting with Krishna. That is why Panchashatya, Chapanam Panchashatya, 500 bows, he comes. All the 500 bows are made useless by Krishna. Everything becomes pointless. All of them were broken. After that, by that time, Shiva also came to his senses and he sends a Jwara. This is the only place where a Jwara is mentioned in this kind of a fight. There might be some very deep spiritual significance to this also. The Jwara of Narayana is cool and Jwara of Shiva is is very hot. So these two Jwaras come and fight with each other. Shiva sends the Shiva Jwara, Krishna sends the Narayana Jwara. That is what he says. Jwarapati Rashani Rajwari Tvajwarena. So both the Jwaras are fighting. And then slowly the Shiva Jwara loses all its heat. Then it is no more able to use its power. And it falls at the feet of Krishna and it praises Krishna himself. Jnani, that Jwara itself is a Jnani. Jnani stutva thadatva tava charita jusham vijwaram sajvaro gate. So for everybody who sings Krishna's praises the way the Jwara sung, there will be no fever at all. That is what the Jwara says. Vijwaram sajwaro gade prayo antarjnanavanto vichavahutamasa raudracheshta hi raudraha. So those raudras, all these bhutaganas and these kind of Jwaras, externally they might be very ferocious or very angry, but probably mostly all of them are antarjnanavantaha, say that the flame of knowledge is alight within all of them. Externally they might be very indifferent to see, or they might seem very angry or ferocious, but they are always endowed with that deep flame of knowledge. Antarjnanavanto vicha ahutamasa rudracheshta hi rudraha vanam nanayudhogram punarabhipatitam darpadoshat vitanvanne nirlunasheshadosham savadi pudusha Shankararama. Again Bana arrives with many weapons in his hands. There are 1,000 arms. He uses various kinds of weapons. All the weapons were made useless, and because of his pride, Krishna cut all his arms except 4 arms, 2 on each side. He left 996 arms were cut and thrown away. It also means all his apagunas were reduced. Nirluna ashesha dosham. That pride was taken away. Dosham can mean 2 ways. Dosham can here means the arms itself. It also refers to the qualities that are present. All the unnecessary ahankara related qualities, all of them were removed. And then Shiva also praises Krishna. He makes us to be there. Tadvaja shishta bahu vidayam upayado nirbhayam tat priyantam muktva taddattamano nijapuramagamaha saniruddha sahoshaha. By Shiva's request, Krishna allows Bana to have 4 arms, and he says, "You have abhaya. There is nothing to fear about at all." Krishna gives abhaya to Banasura, and having released Aniruddha from there, that is why this whole fight began. Because of Aniruddha, along with Aniruddha and Usha, after having been worshipped by Bana himself, all of them returned back to Dwaraka. The whole idea of such a story is not to either show Krishna in good light or Shiva in bad light or anything of that sort. It is whenever a person has ahankara and he does not respect a murti, one of the murti. Let us say you have great devotion towards Krishna, great devotion towards Shiva. If you do not respect some other's Ishta Devata, then there will always be a problem for you. Bana was extremely devoted to Shiva, but he had a dvesha towards Krishna. This dvesha bhava should never come. Once you have dvesha bhava, then even your ishta might not be able to protect you. Even though your ishta is same as the other ishta, even though Shiva and Krishna are exactly the same, there is no bheda between Hari and Hara. Your ishta might not be able to protect you because of this darpa dosha, because of the dvesha that you have towards someone else. This dvesha is the cause. You can have as much devotion towards your own Ishta Devata, but you cannot have dvesha towards another Ishta Devata. That is the important lesson to be learned here. So that is why all the Puranas, this Bhagavata Purana being Vishnupara, will always have stotras which are towards Vishnu, and it will show Vishnu as the greatest Devata, but it will never have dvesha towards Shiva. It will say Shiva is under the control of Vishnu, Brahma is under the control of Vishnu. But again, if you look deeply, everywhere when Bhagavan comes in face to face with Shiva, whether it be Laksha Yajna or here, he says they both are the same. And he refers to Shiva as Bhagavan. So they are the same Tattva. Because it is a Vishnu Para Purana, he will always put Mahavishnu on a pedestal.
Because for those who have Mahavishnu as the Rishta Devata, who have Krishna, who have Rama as the Rishta Devata, for them to gain greater bhakti. Similarly, if we go to Shiva Purana or Linga Purana, we will see Krishna does penance to Shiva. Shiva grants boons to Krishna, Shiva grants boons to Mahavishnu. And we see that the Lingodbhava Swarupa, that Mahavishnu is not able to find the Anta of Shiva. There again to show the Paramya of Shiva, Paramashiva. Then those who have Paramashiva as the Ishta Devata, for them to gain greater devotion towards their own Ishta, that is how it has been represented there. We will see a very similar, because this Purana is towards Vishnupara, in the 90th Dashakam, we will see that Bhattatri gives that Vishnu is the greatest Devata, because this Purana shows that is the way it should be represented in this Purana. For each Purana for their own Ishta Devata, that is how it will be represented. So if we understand this principle and if we still understand the Harihara Veda and we understand the Tattva behind that, there will be no unnecessary questions arising in our mind regarding such episodes. Muhustavad Chakram Varunamajayo Nandaharane Yamam Balanito Davadahana Bane Nidasakam Vidhim Vatsasteye Irishamiha Banasya Samane Vibho Vishwotkarishi Tatayamavataro Jagatite. This great avatar of yours, Pattatri, this Krishna avatar is unequaled, is unparalleled. Because in this avatara you have won over all other devatas. You have shown your supremacy in different episodes. During the Govardhana episode, and not only that, during the Khandava Prastha, many other times you defeated Indra. Indra was defeated so many times. When Varuna kidnapped Nanda Gopa, you directly went to Varunaloka and brought back Nanda very easily. That time Varuna fell at your feet. So you showed your greatness over Varuna. When you went and got your Guru's son from Yamaloka itself, you got him back. To the time Yama was also under your control. Then by devouring the forest fire twice in Gokula, we saw Krishna just consumed the whole of the fire. That time you also showed that Agni is under your control. And during the Brahma Mohana Leela, even Brahma was illusioned, was under illusion because of your Maya. When he stole the calves, he thought he can put you under pressure. Whereas he himself became confused. So Brahma is also under control. And here, even Mahadeva, Shiva was also defeated by you in this fight against Vana. So this avatar of yours, the greatest among all avatars, Vibho Vishwotkarishi Tarayamavataro Jagatite. So there is a great attraction towards Krishna Avatara for all bhaktas, irrespective. So it is a Purna Avatara. It's an excellent Avatara which is so close to us. Just 5,000 years back. Vijarushat Gala Samvardhanam Drigadrupam Tridivalayama Vajannem Nijajane Vijabhakti Manuttamam Upadishan Pavaneshwara Pahima. So many adhyayas Bhattatri has condensed in this Dashakam. Krikalasa means chameleon, huge chameleon. A king named Driga was there. He was a very old king. Old means he was a very king long back before Krishna's time. He had, because of Shapa, because of somewhere close to Dwaraka. So once upon a time, some people from Dwaraka, they saw him there, and then Krishna comes there, he touches that chameleon and it immediately turns to this king Briga in a divine Sharira. And then Krishna, for the sake of everyone, he asks him, why had you taken this form of a chameleon? Why did you have to take this birth, this kind of a birth? What happened? That time, King Briga narrates that story. When he was the king, he was giving away lots of cows in charity, thousands and thousands of cows. And a lot of Brahmanas were coming and receiving them. Well, what happened? Once he gave lots of cows to one Brahmana, that Brahmana took away all the cows. One cow from that lot came back into his own pen, king's own pen. The Brahmana is taking away all the cows and this cow came back. The king is giving the next set of cows to the next Brahmana. And therefore, this cow which came back again goes to the next Brahmana. So the same cow has been given to two different Brahmanas. These two Brahmanas start fighting among themselves. They say, he gave me this cow. This is mine. That Brahmana says, no, it is mine. The king tries a lot of things between them. He says, I will give you another cow in the place of this. Nothing. They are not allowed. Because of that oversight of his, not even be called a sin, it is an oversight. And because of the anger of those Brahmanas, he had to take up this kind of a Sharira. And by this story, then Krishna gives him Anugraha and sends him to Swarga, Tridivalayam Amayan. And then by this story, Krishna tells the Yadavas that be very careful while dealing with Brahmanas. Vijaya Bhakti Manuttama Upadishan. Always be devoted to the Brahmanas. Hey Pavaneshwara Padimamo Guruvayappa, protect me. Dashaka 83, Rame Thagopulagate Pramada Prasakte Udano Yamuna Davane Madamte Swairam Samaravakise Vargavada Mudho Dudanyayum Patava Paundrakava Sudevaha. Once upon a time, Balarama, he went to Gokula. Krishna is taking care of the most of the responsibility. So Balarama has some free time every now and then. He goes to Michila, he goes to Hastinapura, he goes to Gokula. So then now he went to Gokula. And there with all the gopis, he was spending some time there. Once he was very intoxicated. And at that point of time, Yamuna is a little far away. He said, Yamuna, you have to come here, wherever I am to Gokula. Yamuna said, I cannot come there. This is the Prakriti, I have to be flowing here. And when he did not respond with his own halayuta, he pulled it there. I think this is a very poetic way of saying that probably Balarama built a canal of Yamuna from wherever she was flowing towards Gokula. It is a very poetic, licensed way of saying that he changed the course of Yamuna by bringing it to Gokula. So that is one episode that Bhattatri finishes in 2 lines. Next, he starts a different episode altogether. When Balarama had gone to Gokula like this, at the same time, another person who arrives to Dwaraka, a messenger from one king called Paundraka. This Paundraka has added his own title called Vasudeva. His name is only Paundraka. He starts imitating Krishna because Krishna has now become famous. He is across Bharatavarsha, his name is well known. He is a very influential personality. Whenever there is an influential personality, there are a lot of imitators. This fellow is one of those imitators, Paundraka. He has the name Paundraka Vasudeva. He sends a message to Krishna saying, I am the original Vasudeva. You are duplicate fellow. Therefore, you have to come to me and you have to bow down before me. You have to start paying tax to me. These are the kinds of things he says. Dudam nyayunta tava Paundraka Vasudevaha. Narayanoham avatirna ihasmi bhumo. A lot of people are talking about Krishna, that Krishna is Narayana himself. All the devotees, all the great Maharishis know that, and they are saying, Paundraka has heard this from Narayana. I am the one who has taken avatar on this earth. Datse kilatva vivama kalakranani. You also started imitating me, O Krishna. You started wearing. I am the original person. Udhrijyatani sharanam prajamami nidva. Just throw all of them away and come and take my shelter. He is in front of the whole of the people who are sitting there. Therefore, everybody starts laughing immediately. Who is this fool who has come here? What is the message he is giving? दूतेथ यादवति यादवसैनिकैस्त्वं यादो ददर्शितवपुः किल पौण्ड्रकीयम्. Once this messenger had returned, Krishna along with everyone else and the whole army, he paid a visit to Paundraka. Let us see what this fellow is doing. He is saying that he is the original Vasudeva, he has all the Shankararama. Let us go see this comic for some time. These comic cons are there where people dress up like superheroes. So Paundraka Vasudeva also had, when young children dress up, you can call it fancy dress. When elders start dressing up, it is comic con. That is what we have these days. Paundraka Vasudeva was the first person to have a comic con. He wanted to dress up like his hero, Krishna. Krishna paid a visit to Paundraka Vasudeva. Let us go see what this fellow is doing. What is during when he was Mahavishnu, Prabhu comes and hits his chest. That is when the Srivatsa Anka comes. There is a mark on his chest. Where Lakshmi lives. This person, Paundraka Vasudeva, he has taken this iron rod or something, heated it, and with heat, he has made a mark on his own chest. Very costly jewel he has bought, some diamond, probably like Kohinoor diamond kind of thing. He has taken and he has worn it. It looks hideous on him. And that he calls it the Kaustubha. Makara Kundalapi, Itachelam, some other earrings he has taken, and these are Makara Kundalas. And he has also got a yellow silk garment, which is quite easy to get. He has worn the yellow silk. And he says, I am Vasudeva. And for Sudarshana Chakra, he has made one chakra out of black iron. That Sudarshana is glowing gold. He has made one Sudarshana out of black iron. Kalanalotkara girena Sudarshanena Shirsham Chakartitha Mamarditha Chasya Sena Tanmitra Gashi Vashiro Chakartha Gashyam. That black iron Sudarshana does not work. It will just fall right there. So by the time he could attack Krishna, Krishna with his Sudarshana, he cuts the head of Paundraka Vasudeva, threw it down, and vanquished his whole Sena, and all his army and his friends who were there. His friend was the king of Kashi, had also come there. He just sent him back to Kashi. This Paundraka Vasudeva's friend, the king of Kashi, also sent him back to Kashi. He crushed the whole Sena. Jalye nabalaka gira vigila hameva shiva sudeva kisi buddhamadischiram saha sayujyameva bhavaditya dhiya gado bhudev oramakasya sabudam kathamityadeyad. Paundraka Vasudeva, even though he had such a weird way of thinking, because he thought of Vasudeva always, believing himself to be Vasudeva, even though it was out of ridiculous stupidity, and on the advice of some persons who had no, who were very immature. His ministers, his Paundraka Vasudeva's ministers should have been like young kids. As why would they advise such a thing? I mean, they are all Balamati, Balagandira, they are immature personalities. But he had developed an identity with Bhagavan himself. Therefore, he attained the Sayujya. He attained union with Bhagavan. He attained the Sayujya Mukti, having been killed by Bhagavan's own hands. Atapri says, who can know about the merit? What punya he has done in his previous life to attain Marana by the hands of Bhagavan himself? How do we know what merit he has done? We do not know his Purva Janma Sukrita. We do not know. Kashishwarasya Danayo Sudakshinakhyaha. Previously, Krishna killed the king of Kashi. When the king of Kashi had come to help this Paundraka Vasudeva, he heard the head of king of Kashi back to Kashi itself. Was the head of Kashi king told the king, the son of the king of Kashi was called as Sudak. He was extremely angry that his father had been killed. sarvam prabudya bhavate vihita abhicharaha. So he went and propitiated Shiva, and he got some wounds from Shiva. And because from those wounds, he did abhicharic karma. Abhichara means wanting the destruction of somebody else. That is a very bad karma which affects the person himself. Those such karmas are there in Vedas and some other rituals. That karma affects the doer more than it affects the doer as much as how it is going to affect the other person. So he got some wounds from Shiva, and from that power, he made one Kritya, some kind of a being, and he made that being attack Krishna. Krityananam kamapi banarana didhitaihi bhutai kathan janavrataihi samamam bhyamunchade, along with some bhutas and everything. So in one huge form of some ball of fire kind of Kritya he made. Kritya means something that you create. Created some huge fireballs of Kritya and he sent it to fight against Krishna and to probably destroy Dwaraka. That is what he sent. Tala pramana charana makilam dahantim krityam vilokya jagitai kathito viburihi yudotsave kilapino chalito libhotvam parshvasthamashu isasarjithakala chakram. Tala. So this whole Kritya is coming at a great speed towards Dwaraka, and the leg of those Kritya is as big as palm trees. Such a huge Kritya he has created, and it is burning down everything in its way. All the citizens of Dwaraka were extremely frightened. They approached Krishna and they said, "This is what is happening." Krishna is relaxing and he is playing dice with probably Rukmini or Satyabhama there. While playing dice itself, without moving from that, he ordered Sudarshana Chakra to get up and go and destroy his Kritya. Sudarshana was lying near him. Then, please go and take care of this. Abhyavadatyamidadhamni bhavan mahastre aheti vidudavadi khadu ghora kritya roshat sudakshinam adakshina jestidam tam kuplosha chakramapi kashipuri madhakshid. That Sudarshana, which has immeasurable powers that advance towards this Kritya, the Kritya became very frightened. Kritya itself is ferocious. Kritya now became frightened because of Sudarshana. It ran away from that. Whatever Sudakshina had used this Kritya to destroy Krishna, the Kritya returned back and destroyed Sudakshina himself. This is what happens with Abhicharic karmas. If the person you are using it on has a lot of powers, even if he does not have it, is going to have an effect on you. If they are a punyamanta, then that same power is going to come back on you and destroy you. So this Kritya came back and it destroyed Sudakshina himself. Even though he had gotten these powers from Shiva, this was not the way to use that powers. So that power destroyed him. Sudakshina adakshina cheshtitam tam. Dakshina means, usually in Sanskrit, Dakshina means one of a good conduct is called Dakshina. Sudakshina means one of a very good conduct. But he was not Anvarthanama. His name was exact opposite of what it meant. He was Adakshina Chestita. His behavior was not fitting, improper behavior. And that Sudarshana came back and it burned down the whole city of Kashi. Sakhalu vivido raksho ghade krito bhagade pura tabatu galaya mrityum praptum tada khaladam gadaha naraga sachivo deshak klesham sajan nagarantike chadidi halina yudhyan arthapapatatala hadaha. In Ramayana, there is this Vanara called as Vivida. That Vivida and Mainda, one is called Vivida, who is now here mentioned by Bhattatri as Vivida. In Bhagavad also he is mentioned as Vivida only. In Bhattatri, about the Dakara, maybe for poetic license, or it can be mentioned as Vivida also. So during Bhagavan's incarnation as Rama, this Vivida had helped Bhagavan in vanquishing a lot of asuras during the Rama Ravana Yuddha. A lot of Rakshasas who were killed by Vivida. But this Vivida had mentioned his desire that he wanted to be destroyed by Bhagavan himself. He wanted to be killed. So in this Janma, being again born in Dwapara Yuga by a part incarnation of Bhagavan, he was born as a wicked person. Some previous vasana, like Kamsa's vasana, some other vasana, some previous vasana is that he is born as a cruel person, as a minister of Narakasura. He was working with Narakasura. He caused a lot of suffering to all the people. Once when Balarama was there near Dwaraka, he also came there and he was causing suffering. Balarama went there with ease. He just killed Duryodhana with just one blow with palm hand. He slapped her so hard and Duryodhana fell down dead right there. So he again became one with the Lord, as was his mood in Ramavatara. Sambam Gauravya Putri Harana Niyamitam Santvanarthi Guruna Yatas Tadvakya Roshat Chitaгаrinagaro Mochaya Masaramaha. Next story. Krishna's another son called as Samba. Pradyumna was Rukmini's son. Samba is Jambavati's son. Krishna's second wife is Jambavati. Her son is called as Samba. Samba went to Hastinapura. Why did he go to Hastinapura? Duryodhana organized a Swayamvara for his daughter, for whose daughter, Duryodhana's own daughter, called as Lakshmana or called as Lakshana. Maybe it was a common name those days because Krishna's wife also is called as Lakshmana. Duryodhana's daughter was also called as Lakshmana. Samba went to that marriage. Yes, it's a Swayamvara marriage. He went there and he abducted Lakshmana. Before he could abduct and get back, they caught hold of him and they arrested him. The people in Hastinapura, the Kauravas caught hold of him and they kept him there. They arrested him. Balarama went from here. He went with all the Yadu army and he went there. He fought against them and released Samba. He went with the whole army. He went to Hastinapura and he tried talking with them. Please release Samba. We both have cordial relations. We will not do this. Dhritarashtra did not listen. Duryodhana did not listen even more. Balarama became infuriated. He said, at this moment, I am going to pull whole of the Hastinapura into the Ganges and I am going to throw the whole of Hastinapura right now. And with this hala, he started dragging Hastinapura into Ganga. And then all of them fell at Balarama's feet and he said, please don't do this, please don't do this. And they released the Samba along with Dakshana. And Balarama returned back with them. Krishna, he did not go on this journey. And there was not a big fight between both these armies. But he says, probably you did not go there with the army now. Because you knew there is going to be a war later. Later war, which is necessary to vanquish all these Kauravas. So itself, if you kill these Kauravas, then the Mahabharata Yuddha will not happen. These Kauravas cannot meet death at your hands or Balarama's hands. They have to meet their death at the hands of Pandavas. That is why you let them go at that point of time. Te ghatya Pandavehi idi yadubhritanam namuchastvam tadani. Therefore, you do not let the Yadava army go. Balarama went to finish something and he himself came back with Samba and Lakshana. Tamtvam durbodhalilam pavanapurapate tapashanti nishede durbodhalilam. One whose sports and activities cannot be understood by mere mortals. We cannot understand the long vision planning of Bhagavan Krishna. One who cannot be understood. To that kind of Guruvayurappa, I worship to finish all my tapas. Whatever tapa is there within me, whatever suffering is there within me, for eradication of all these sufferings, I worship Bhagavan again and again. Whether it is this suffering in this body, whether it is mental suffering, whether it is spiritual suffering, whether it is external suffering, whatever kind of suffering, for all the kinds of sufferings, I pray to Bhagavan to eradicate all these kinds of sufferings, says Bhattatri. Let us also pray to Guruvayurappa to eradicate all these kinds of sufferings. And in the next discourse, we will see the Atma Vidya by Bhagavan, where he meets people from Gokula again, and many other stories we will experience in the forthcoming discourses. Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव यतो ममात्मा भवसि त्वमेव ततो न वाच्यं मम किञ्चिदस्ति यथा तवेष्टं कुरु मां तथैव त्वमात्मनाथं रमणं भज।